Name is Dan Corder. Facebook is planning to stop using fact checkers. Yes, Facebook, the COVID-19 of fake news, is planning to stop using dedicated fact-checking teams that until now have been one of the few vaccines, if you will, against misinformation on your parents' favorite social media platform. Some of the biggest fake news stories on Facebook in just the last year were that the OceanGate submarine was discovered empty, that Ukraine's President Zelensky is a viral belly dancer, and there was a video, and that chia seeds cure diabetes. None of these three things were true, but many of them went viral and were believed on Facebook.
Dan and the folks at the ENCA are rather skeptical of Facebook's plans to move away from third-party fact-checkers. Facebook's reasons for doing so include inaccuracy and political biases. However, I wonder if ENCA has third-party fact-checkers to monitor their journalists, or is it just ordinary people with no following that are not to be trusted with their critical thinking skills? Because that would be concerning, and that would mean that Dan wants us to have some sort of paternalistic relationship with these social media platforms. However, Dan made the point that chia seeds do not cure diabetes, the billionaire submarine had people in it, and Ukrainian President Zelensky is not a viral belly dancer. But that does not take away from the fact that people have the right to believe these things, even if reputable sources like ENCA would say otherwise, because people have the right to be wrong. Jordan Peterson famously states, in order to be able to think, you have to risk being wrong. But I would change it a bit and say, in order for you to be able to think, you must risk being wrong. People are going to be wrong, and that should be right with us. And either way, the type of people who follow and believe outlandish Facebook theories will believe them even more when there is a concerted effort to censor this content. I do not think that Facebook should be a free-for-all, but I prefer that it becomes closer to anarchy than being closer to a platform only for a certain kind of political agenda. Now, fact-checkers do not leave their politics at the door just because somebody is paying them. And progressives have gotten so powerful in the last 10 years that being dishonest does not necessarily mean that your wallet will get lighter or that you are not dedicated, because you might be dedicated to a lie. We have real professional doctors who believe that life begins at birth. Thus, the sarcastic argument that community notes are not as secure in protecting the truth because it comes from the goodness of their hearts would be true in saner times, but the corporations have become so ideologically possessed. Thus, I do not see how that system is significantly better than the community notes system on X. If a community note is downvoted for the lack of credibility or bias, then it may be removed. And yes, this democratic approach to the truth could lead to many problems, especially on a radical platform like X, where the people who already agree with the false post will downvote the community note correction because it does not align with their preconceived biases. And how you fix that is by having people on all sides of the political spectrum on the platform. But that cannot happen because people leaning towards the left hate it when people express their opinions contrary to their own. For example, Dan, which is why there was a mini exodus on X after Elon took over. And it does not help Dan's case that the Biden administration requested for censorship of certain content on Facebook.
And who are paid professionals at doing this exact thing. On the dark place, formerly known as Twitter, it has become a cesspit of fake news, lies, and hateful bigotry since Elon Musk did away with thorough fact-checking on that platform.
Did you hear that? A cesspit of lies, hate, and bigotry. So much hate coming from a person condemning hate.
So why is Zuckerberg doing this? The clue is in the second reason he gave, when he claimed that the fact-checkers have been politically biased in the past. The truth is, they haven't. They've simply annoyed many far-right, right-wing Americans by fact-checking them and exposing their lies. And now Trump is going to be US president again. Zuckerberg is doing away with the fact-checkers that have annoyed Trump's people so much to protect his own business interests, and the Facebook fake news is going to spread like the Los Angeles wildfires.
Okay, then, the person who owns the platforms tell you that the people he paid were being biased, and you say no. So who is more likely to be correct here? The left-leaning guy whose algorithm skews more towards the biases, or maybe let me think, the owner of the company. But Dan is not the only one who does not trust Mark in this scenario and thinks that this is just for profit. Even people who would consider themselves right-wing are skeptical.
And now all of a sudden, because a new boss is coming into town, everything is changing. Everything is changing. I don't trust it.
This is all and well, but I do not believe that profit motives can do no good. It is the effects of this decision by Facebook that I care about. To argue otherwise is like somebody in World War II screaming that they want to take down Hitler, and when asked why, he says because I do not like his mustache. I'm not going to stop him from hunting Hitler down, even if his reasons of doing so are unrespectable. Therefore, I believe that Mark is capable of doing good, even if those were not his actual intentions. And if a Democratic candidate gets into power and Mark Zuckerberg goes back to liberal fact checkers, then I do not mind. I mean, it is his business at the end of the day. It is here, gentlemen and ladies. We close our argument as yet, Good day.